Well, I'm with a mum now who's a little bit concerned. Mum out here in Portugal on the Pop-Up Portugal podcast, or the Portugal Pop-Up podcast. We haven't decided yet, but you saw something hairy in the garden which alarmed you the other day.
Yes, I did. A processional caterpillar.
Right, okay, I'm making light of it a little bit, but this is quite serious, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it could be. A local Portuguese lady had told me a little bit about processional caterpillars and to watch out for them because they were dangerous to small children, especially dogs.
We can hear one in the background.
And we also live in a pine forest, so I did a little bit of research. Literally the day before this happened.
Let's see if this little girl here has seen a caterpillar. Have you seen any caterpillars? No? She's gone shy now. Can you get... But you got to be careful because we're just talking to your mum about the processional caterpillars, all right? You know to watch out for them, don't you? Sorry, Louise, you're saying.
So I did a little bit of research, and thankfully lots of people, especially expats, have written about processional caterpillars because a lot of the expats are real sort of pet lovers, and so are really, really worried about their dogs and cats and whatnot.
Well, you hear these horror stories about
dogs losing their tongues.
Dogs losing because they sniff or lick or eat the caterpillar, and then
they might tread on a caterpillar and get some of the hairs. It's the hairs that cause the problem.
Right.
The hairs have got little hooks in,
yeah.
And so they get the hairs on their paws, and it creates an irritation, and then they lick and get the hairs in their mouth, and then the tongue swells up.
Transfers that way.
So I think the advice with dogs, I mean, I'm no expert, but what I read suggests that if your dog starts excessively drooling and touching its mouth and stuff, and you've been anywhere near pine forests, get to the vet straight away.
Okay, and so generally speaking then, what to watch out for, first of all? Well,
first of all, from what I've seen from the website and from different blogs that I've read, you'll see what looks almost like a bootlace wiggling around on a pathway or on grass. Yeah. And if you look close up, it's
You've not been drinking too much Vino Verde. No. It's a long line of and that's what they call processional caterpillars,
yeah,
of course,
because they go head to tail. They literally are up each other's butts,
right, okay.
crawling across the floor.
Best place for them.
And they're hairy, brown, with sort of grey, sort of spiny hairs, black faces, and you want to stay away from them. You can look out for nests in the pine trees, though I have no idea how our caterpillar got in our garden and why we only had one.
Well, that was the problem, isn't it?
It might have been
a solitary...
It might have been walked in.
Something,
where we've gone for a walk in the woods. Yeah. It might have stuck onto the bottom of our shoe.
So they're little critters, and they are awkward. They find themselves in the strangest of places and very devastating potentially.
But you can look out for nests. They basically look like a lot of candy floss. Like the... sort of Halloween candy floss people stick in the windows and
cobwebs
stuff.
Almost.
Yeah, like cobwebs, cobweb effect. Look for sort of giant cobwebs in the trees.
Yeah.
And that's where the moth, the silk moth I think it is, lays a load of eggs in autumn and winter, and then the caterpillars live off all the pine needles during the winter and early spring, and then as the temperature rises, they all climb down the tree
in their entourage.
Yeah, because they want to. They nest in the ground. Okay. And so, they don't nest, they go into the ground and become a moth.
All right, so presumably for dogs, the best thing is to get your dog to a vet if you suspect that's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for the medical care for children and adults,
you need to just wash it off straight away. Right. For instance, when we saw the caterpillar, we were all walking barefoot in our garden. That was a crazy thing. And we were so lucky that we didn't tread on this little caterpillar. But we all soaked our feet in soapy water for quite some time. Now we're wearing shoes in our back garden as well, because if there's one little hair, it could still get trapped on us. It could be left in the garden. And if you have any sort of contact with it or breathe the dust from a nest, if the wind blows through it, a load of the spines can come out. You want to just get into the shower and wash off as much as possible.
Well, okay. And then the preventative is a spray, isn't it? Like an insecticide that people put on trees, and you might see them spraying trees.
Yeah, and people put collars on trunks. I've read about that. But there's probably some real experts.
Trunks, not swimming trunks.
Yeah, there's probably some real experts in the Pure Portugal collective, I'm sure, that could tell you more. But I did pick up that the homeopathic remedy Apis.
Same for bee stings, isn't it?
For bee stings is a really good homeopathic prevention.
And then presumably in conventional terms, antihistamines and those sort of sting
sting
remedies, basically.
Definitely, but seek medical help.
All right. Pine processionary caterpillars, I think they're called, aren't they?
And apparently we have them in the UK.
There's an oak version as well.
We have
isn't there?
oak ones,
but not quite as malevolent in their intent.
Crikey, you'd hear about it all over the
you would, wouldn't
shop
you?
if that was the case.
Yes, invasion of the killer caterpillars in the Daily Mail. Anyway, thank you for that, and
That's okay.
we will add more to this, I'm sure, and people will share that. The hive mind will contribute their wisdom and insight into this processional caterpillar business.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just at the start of my research,